Hi, I'm Brad, and we're just about to season up this oak barrel I just bought from Okanagan Barrel Works. So basically, I'll just give you guys a little rundown of what we did. We decided to do a little unity brew and brew up a Scottish wee heavy, which is a pretty neat beer to try to throw into an oak barrel. So what I'm doing today is, because I just got this nice beautiful barrel in the mail, I'm going to try to season it up, have a little bit of experience with oak barrels. Used one before over here, so I've done a little research into this and Calgary's climate especially. I think I have a good understanding of where I want to go and how I want to season this barrel. So first off, we're going to wax this barrel. The reason we're waxing the barrel is Calgary's climate is really dry. Like a lot of other climates in the north, we're going to get a lot of angel share. If you don't know what angel share is, it's basically the barrel blowing off excess alcohols, water, and the like. So waxing that barrel is just going to curtail that a little bit. It's a little bit cheaper than a humidified controlled room. So yeah, I'm just going to start that process. So this is a slow process. What you'll see is here I'm just running some beeswax onto the barrel in a slow controlled fashion, and then I'll take it out or I'll thin it out with my iron. It doesn't really need a lot of wax, it just needs enough to give a nice even coat. Wax will go pretty far. Okay, so we had this aha moment when we realized that using a iron for moving wax was terribly inefficient, and then Ty came up with the brilliant idea of using a propane torch, and it's working great. Nice and fast, and thins out the wax, and we're making good time of this as long as I don't burn the hell out of my barrel. And which I might have done once or twice, but in the essence of time here, this kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Nice part about doing it this way is it gets into all those little cracks and crevices that I wasn't really getting to with the iron. This is definitely a more efficient way of waxing this barrel. It'll be done in half the time. First thing you want to do is just take your other barrel of whiskey. Oh, you don't have another barrel of whiskey, you say? Well, it just happened to have a barrel full of whiskey sitting beside it. This is an extremely inefficient way of sanitizing the barrel, but we're doing this specifically for the effect of making a barrel-aged, whiskey barrel-aged beer. The first step from the manufacturer is to swell this barrel. This is a dry barrel, just came from Okanagan Barrel Works, and instead of swelling it with hot water like they suggest, we're going to swell it with whiskey. It's going to cost a fortune in whiskey because the whiskey's probably going to lose about a gallon of whiskey to the swelling. When that happens, these metal staves are going to swell. Everything's going to swell. You're going to probably lose about 1/5 of the barrel, especially because it's heated up right now. But we're effectively completely sanitizing this barrel with whiskey. Gonna let it sit there for 2 weeks, and it's gonna take out some of that oak character because a brand new barrel is extremely capable of oaking a new wine. Like a 5-gallon barrel like this could oak a wine in 3 days. Hopefully this will mitigate some of that, and we'll have just a nice oak character coming through in our Haute Wee Heavy. So I have a nitrogen flush on top, and we'll talk about how I use this barrel in maybe another video. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and transfer the whiskey over to this barrel, and then from there we're going to swell it and let her age for a while. Okay, this is another unconventional barrel tip. These are some crushed mineral rocks that come from a filtration system. You can buy them anywhere. These rocks are going to be sanitized by the whiskey, and they're just going to aid in helping to clean the barrel. They're going to stay in there for as long as I use the barrel. I'm just going to drop them to the bottom. Whiskey will sanitize it for about 2 weeks, and then when I go to clean this, between uses of putting my beer in there, I'll be able to move the rocks around, and hopefully it'll break up any deposits or anything on the bottom. So and we're rolling. We got some whiskey flowing. The manufacturer says to use to swell the barrel and to sanitize the barrel 2% metabisulfite solution. Obviously, you're probably not going to have a barrel of whiskey sitting beside your brand new barrel, so that's standard practice with swelling a barrel. And that again will kill any of the microflora or anything in there, and that's what you don't want in your wine or your beer. Okay, so this is just a simple way, if you have some sort of carbonation system or the like, to do a flush. You definitely want to set up some sort of flush. There's a couple different ways of doing it. What I did was I just took the bung, the solid silicone bung that was provided to me by Okanagan Barrel Works, and I just took some small length stainless steel tubing, and you can see this is my dispense. I usually have a dispenser on the end of it, and this is the purge. The reason you want to purge is no matter what you do, even with waxing the barrel, you're going to be losing volume inside of there because the barrel is permeable to air. It's just blowing off. So every week or so, while you have something aging in there, you want to purge the headspace. Now another way to do that is just a simple if you're working a barrel for beer, is just carbonating a couple bottles of beer. That's an excellent way of just every week putting a carbonated bottle of beer of the same batch into the barrel, and it blows off the headspace, and you put a bung in the top. That's how I used to do this. I just like doing this now. It's a little bit easier.
Go.
All right, we just finished running all the whiskey into the other barrel. I'm just putting my tap spigot back on. The way I have it, that's my little dispense on this. So now we have a barrel of whiskey. Here's our handy dandy bung. Nice solid silicone bungs. These aren't standard bungs that we use for carboys. The barrel, you basically want something that's super thick, dense, like this. The barrel companies, manufacturers will supply these to you, and you give it a good twist in there so nothing's coming out, because that can be the biggest source of oxidation in the barrel. Giving it a good extra twist. It's in there. Now this is going to rest about 2 weeks. I'm trying to take some of the oak out again, swell the barrel, which is happening right now. Thank God I don't have any leaks. I'm feeling maybe just a little bit there, but the wood is swelling, and this is going to be pretty fantastic when it's done. It's going to be ready for our Scotch Heavy. farm out.